Napoli are ninth. They're the most informed team in the Premier League. They're currently second, although City have a game in hand. Last 5 games, 5 dubs. UCL, baby, back in UCL Champions League, man. And we've got 2 interesting games, man. I think one of these games, there should be a clear winner. When we look at Porto Arsenal, there should be a clear winner here. We'll get into the details, but there should be a clear winner here. And I'm one of those guys that think that Arsenal can do really well in this UCL, bro. That's also what I think. And for the other game, it's one name, Javi. Javi right now, the guy is now fully... So it gets real. It gets real. So 2 interesting games, but I think most people's focus will be on Naples. I think there's a lot more of a narrative and agenda than in Naples. But then, should Barca fans be as worried? We'll get into it because I just think that Barca fans being very worried about that Naples game. It's for me, personally, it doesn't really add up. It doesn't really add up for me. But it is what it is, you know. But we'll deal first. So let's deal first with Porto against Arsenal. Now, let's check out the injuries. Zaidu out with a knee injury now. I don't know whether that's a loss, because if it's the Super Eagles Zaidu, maybe that's a blessing in disguise. Guy was garbage. Started off well, but was garbage for us at AFCON. But when I've seen him play for Porto, he's been key for Porto. And for Arsenal, so... Are you ready? Take a pen and on paper. Gabriel Jesus, Zinchenko, Partey, Tomiyasu, Vieira, and Timber. A lot of losses, man. So shout out to the recruitment and to Arteta and just the whole scouting team because these things happen. You have situations where you could just have loads of injuries. Build a squad. You cannot go into a season without having a squad, because without a squad, if you have a situation like this, that can pretty much jeopardize your entire season. So you have to get 6 umbrellas, bro. Just something for a rainy day, man. So looking at sports right now, 3rd in the Portuguese Liga, 7 points off of first place. Last 5 games, 3 dubs, 1 L, and 1 draw, man. As opposed to Arsenal, they're the most informed team in the Premier League. They're currently second, although City have a game in hand. Last 5 games, 5 dubs. So, and more so than that, they beat Burnley, they baptized Burnley, and they circumcised your boys West Ham 6-0. So 5-0 against Burnley, 6-0. No, and they sacrificed. I think that was a sacrifice. 6-0 against West Ham, 5-0 against Burnley, man. So, for Porto, their backs are against the wall. Their backs against the wall. So obviously, the last game, they won against Estrella Amadora 2-0. And in that game, Mehdi Taremi, who is now going to be joining Inter Milan on a free later this summer, he was rested. And he's arguably been one of Porto's key players, scoring a stupid goal in the UCL like a few seasons ago. And your boy Pepe is still there. Pepe, who turns, I think he turns 78 next week. He's still rolling through. So he is going to be huge for Porto, because Porto will expect a lot of defending for them in this game. So for Porto, man, I fear for them. And this is where I look most towards Arsenal and say for Arsenal, I think Arsenal can end this tie in the first leg. Now, you've got to be respectful. You've got to understand that Porto have a lot more UCL experience. They've been here for a long time. Respect Kondocha, respect what they've done in the UCL. But I think the way Arsenal have been playing, the way Arsenal play, the way UCL football is, how it's a lot more open and actually sort of encourages much more attacking, with less teams playing with men behind the ball. I think it suits Arsenal. So I think that when you just look at Saka, who's been huge, I think Saka, last season, I felt that Arteta messed up for Saka by just playing him through what was a bad patch. Extremely young player. I felt he should have been taken as a mistake by Arteta. But Saka, huge character, amazing character. He's come back super strong. He's on 12 goals this season, and I think he's right back fully on form. And he's going to be very key. And I think that, Arteta should say to him, bro, go out and just end this tie right now. Attack your opposing fullback. be positive, go for shots on goal, take risks, be confident, look for those diagonals, look for those runs, and just be very, very proactive. Be very, okay, if you lose the ball, fine, but be very proactive and just put the fear of God, put hellfire into that Porto defense. That's what he was going to be saying for your boy Saka, man. And I think a very key guy is going to be your boy Rice, because Porto are going to be at home. So Rice's defensive work, his interceptions, his reading of the game is going to be very key. Keeping the ball, using the ball, but tackling, winning the balls, and intercepting any potential Porto attacks will be very key in keeping Arsenal in the game and having a foundation for them to now say, well, what's up? And your boy Havertz. This is what Havertz was brought in for. I feel on low-key because, again, Havertz, I know the guy. Hugely frustrating. He showed up in that UCL dub. And I think Arteta will be looking for Havertz to bring in that UCL experience he had for Chelsea, for Arsenal, and be like, when we need a crucial play, a clutch play, Havertz step up and say what's up, because that is why you were brought in, not only to bolster a squad, but to add that bit of UCL magic for us in that UCL, man. And I think, again, Saliba. Arsenal fans say that, they lost the league when Saliba went down. So as important as he's going to be in for a huge, crazy title race, I think it's going to be very important as well for Arsenal defensively, keeping them in the game and allowing them to now say what's up. And I think as long as, because I'm not a fan of Gabriel, I think Saliba's defending is a lot cleaner and is a lot better, and I think it's a lot more consistent. Gabriel Saliba's defending is a lot more tidier. I'm just not a fan of Gabriel's defense. So Saliba really, I think he's the alpha and the 1A of that defense. So if he plays well, he can influence the 1B and the side chick, which is Gabriel. Look, for Porto, Taremi is going to be huge. That is their goal scorer, their main attacking player, and that is the guy that they'll be looking to try and get some G's in this game. And for Porto to have any chance, I believe they need a 2-goal deficit. They need a 2-goal deficit because they will get cooked away from home, because Arsenal are very good at the Emirates. So Taremi is going to be hugely important because it will allow him to get those goals. And as I said, the early statesman Pepe, he's going to have a great game because Porto will come under a lot of pressure. They're going to have to do a lot of defending, and Pep will need to use every ounce of his experience to say what's up and keep them in this game. Arsenal are the better team here. They're the better team on paper, and I do see them winning. They should win this time. But I want to respect Porto. I'm going to say 2-2. I'm going to say 2-2. I'm going to give Porto a bit of respect. I just don't think Porto will have enough quality to outright win this game. And I think Arsenal will be very proactive. And the key, they are crazy on form. It's not so crazy. Arsenal are in very good form, high confidence. Great form, high confidence. I don't see Arsenal losing this game. I think Arsenal playing well. Because I was going to give it like a 3-2 to Arsenal. You know what? I'm gonna say 3-2 Arsenal. I mean, crazy. I'm gonna say 3-2 Arsenal. I think Arsenal win this game. Yeah, I think Arsenal go out and they beat Porto. So I'm gonna say 3-2 to Arsenal. 3-2 to Arsenal to win this game. So the trial of one Javi Hernandez, man. The trial of one Javi Hernandez, man. So look here. This is what we have it now. So let's look at injuries. So for Napoli, the only major injury is Zielinski, who's out there. For Barca, Alejandro Balde, Ferran Torres, Gavi, which I think is for the season, my man João Felix, Marcos Alonso, and one of the greatest midfielders of our time, your boy, the incomparable, the invincible, the mercurial Sergio Roberto. So a lot of injuries there, and I think for Barca, like João Felix would be, Gavi was a huge loss for Barca. Huge loss for Barca. Alejandro Balde is a really big loss. He's a really big loss there. So, but Barca fans, they have come in already saying, "Oh, we've lost. It's over. There's nothing we can do. We're bums. We're losers. Check this out. Napoli in the Serie A, not the Premier League, not La Liga. I remember this is 2024 Serie A. This is post Juve 9 Serie A. So this ends Serie A of the 90s or the 80s or the early 2000s. This is 2024 Serie A. Napoli are ninth. Firmly ninth. Like fully 100% there. Firmly in ninth position. The last 5 games, 2 dubs, 2 draws, 1 loss. And in the last game, they drew 1-0 against your boys Genoa. There was 1-1 against Genoa. They were losing that game at home. They were losing it, and they only managed to get a draw in the 90th minute. Now, although Osimhen wasn't playing and he wasn't even in the squad, obviously AFCON sacks, and I think they wanted to rest him for the game against your boys Barca. But still, it just shows that this is a total shadow of a team from last season. So I'm looking at Barca. I get it now. I'm looking at Barca. So third, the 8 points behind, obviously, Real Madrid. Last 5 games, 3 dubs, 1 loss, 1 draw. Last game, okay, it was a close one. It was a shootout against Celta Vigo. They won 2-1, and then Lewandowski was guaranteeing 2 Gs. But the second goal was like a 97th minute penalty. People are saying Barcelona. So my thing here is, look, for Barcelona, the key guy, which is crazy because the guy is a freaking prepubescent whose bedtime is already now, Lamine Yamal. 16 years old. It shouldn't be like this. It really shouldn't be like this. But when you obviously have Ferran Torres out, you've got João Felix out, Yamal is going to have to be key here. So for Yamal, it's single swimming. It is what it is. This is just what the reality is. And Yamal, you are good enough to be starting because this guy is a genuine talent. He is a genuine, and the guy scores extremely high on the eye test. And for me, this is a truly quality player. So he's going to have to be huge here. And I do feel for Xavi, they can win this game. They should win this game. This Napoli team is not good. Now, I get it. It's complicated because Barca have not been very good and Barca have been struggling against teams who have not been that great. But let's do some math here. Barca fans, I get it. It's not been great in La Liga, and you've been like the draw against Granada where your boy Laporta was throwing food and everything around. I get that. But those La Liga teams you've been struggling with, are you saying those teams are better or worse than Napoli? My argument is that I believe those La Liga teams that Barca have been struggling with are better than this Napoli team. This Napoli team is not good. They're not good. And that is why they want to sack Mazzarri. So, look, the reality is this. Barca loses Ty Xavi steps down. Barca lose this game and they lose it heavily. They get outplayed. He may step down even before the second leg. So this could really decide how early Xavi leaves. Xavi is already leaving at the end of the season, but he could leave earlier based on how this whole UCL tie goes. But for me, I'm saying to myself that this is a truly interesting game because I don't know what Barca are going to turn up. Because Barcelona, on paper, should beat Napoli because they're that bad. But based on just how tricky this Barca team are and how Xavi, tactically, he just ain't all there, they could easily lose this game. A game in which I think they should win. But still taking all that into account, and look, for Napoli, the meaning by... Now, you can see one of the main guys is Kivicha. 100%. Kivicha has been huge. He was amazing last season. But your boy has been struggling without big bro. Okay? And Kivicha's big bro, I think, is the real star of this team. That's your boy Osimhen. Now, guys, there are 2 Osimhens. There's Napoli Osimhen. There's Nigeria Osimhen. Nigeria Osimhen ain't great. Nigeria Osimhen is under review. Nigeria Osimhen is under review. But Napoli Osimhen, that is the alpha and omega and the kingmaker of this Napoli team. And I think if he plays well and if he's a threat, it's going to be a seriously long night for your boy Araujo, Cancelo, and the defensive units of Barcelona, man. But I think beyond that, I think Cancelo has to be huge. Because Napoli are going to attack, Going to be proactive. So that means that the counts will be on. And when you're countering, those flank guys are going to be key. And Cancelo is actually one of the best attacking fullbacks in the world. Defensively, but in terms of his on-the-ball ability, is amazing. Like, the guy passes the eye test with flying freaking colors. So this, guys, it's an interesting game. Because I'm like, Barca, they should beat these guys. But there's a Xavi tax. There is an Arrakis tax. There is an Arrakis desert tax on your boy Xavi. But put that into account. I'm going to give this a 2-1 to Barcelona. I'm going to say Barcelona win this 2-1. Can I say 3-2? 2-1. No, 2-1. Let's say Barca getting 3 goals. No, 2-1. Barca win this 2-1. I think Barca win this 2-1. Like, now, it could be 2-2, but despite Barca's struggles, I just feel their individual quality will win them through, and Napoli are not good. My final answer is 2-1 to Barcelona. I think Barca gets a 2-1 dub in this game, man. I just think that despite Barca struggling, despite Xavi clearly not being the answer to this team, bro, I mean, if I'm Spalletti, I'm like, what the hell did you do to my freaking team? Like, all the work that I did from winning Serie, Barca, they're still third. From winning Serie to freaking 9th. Sorry, that's a fall off. That is a serious, ridiculous fall off, man. So it's what it is, man. So what it is. So remember, guys, like that vid, subscribe if you're new. And remember, I'll be there for the post-match analysis and a post-match hangout. One love, stay real, Zad will always live.